Today, we're going to be trying on the Altius Performance Tinted Contact Lenses. If you've never heard or seen of these lenses before, these are sort of like sunglasses shades, except as contact lenses. Except that they're not just like colored contacts, they are specifically engineered with a tint to enhance your visual clarity. Even for people who don't require a prescription power to see well, the tint in these lenses are designed to help you with noticing finer details in your eyesight, but also with things like your reaction time and performance in sporting activities. Now from here, I think good questions to ask are, how do these lenses work? What does it look like to view through these lenses? And of course, what sporting activities do these help with? So, shout out to Performance Vision Technologies for sponsoring today's video and giving us a chance to not only try on these lenses, but showcase how this technology works. Now, as an eye doctor, not only do I want to help preserve my patient's eyesight, but I want to enhance their vision. I want to improve their quality of life and help them perform at their highest levels. And that's where things like glasses, contact lenses, and of course, tinted performance contact lenses come in. Now, many of you may remember the Nike Maxite lenses. Well, the inventors behind Nike Maxite happen to also be the same creators behind the new Altius lens. But the technology has come a long ways, and they now are in a convenient single-use lens. So if you've never seen these contact lenses before, they come in two different options. First are the Altius Amber lenses, which, as you can see here, are pretty striking to see on my eyes, as they are definitely kind of a reddish orange color, but they also come in a gray-green option, which also can look pretty striking while it's on my eyes. Right? Just imagine playing a sporting activity, looking at your opponent on the other team, and their eyes look like this. It's probably going to make you stop for a second. But again, these lenses are not designed to be just like colored contact lenses. No, they've been designed over decades to have a tinting and a light filtering effect, such as reducing glare from reflective surfaces like the road or blades of grass, as well as boosting contrast between objects in different lighting conditions. For example, if I'm going to be playing a dynamic reactive sport, something like baseball, maybe shooting sporting clays, or even football or soccer, then wearing the amber tinted lenses could enhance how you see during that play, potentially improving how quickly you see a ball move or spin in the air, which could then improve your reaction time and thus your performance. I even got to test these out a while skiing and snowboarding this last season, which was also a pretty cool experience. So just for demonstration purposes, I actually tried to put a contact lens onto my camera lens here, but because the lenses are meant for the human eye and not the shape of a camera lens, it didn't really work out the best. But at least from here, you can appreciate the color change. But I will share my personal experience of first trying on these amber lenses. When I first put them on, it was pretty shocking because everything now has this blanket of amber tint to it, which I think is similar to looking through almost the amber sports shooting goggles. However, I'll also share that I feel kind of like a soothing effect. And I talked to the creators of Altius about that, and part of it could be because I am generally a pretty light sensitive person, and so I may have just that benefit of having that tint and creating that soothing effect, but there is also a blue light filtering property of these lenses as well. In fact, these lenses happen to be like the leading blue light filtering contact lens on the market. They filter out over 99% of blue light. So that could also be contributing to some of the soothing effect. Now, Altius also has their gray-green lenses, which may be more ideal for anything on the water, such as fishing, sailing, and boating, but also for sports like golf. And I will say it was a pretty cool experience testing these out at the driving range, but they also are really good for other sports like cycling, hiking, and even running. But it's actually been pretty fun for me just testing them out because I like to go running outside a lot, and usually I have to wear sunglasses, which sometimes aren't the best because they bobble up and down and things like that. But I'm also somebody who suffers from migraines, and they've done case studies on people who suffer from migraines and have light sensitivity from them, and they find that when they're wearing these gray-green lenses, not only do the people report a pretty large, like 80% of people report reduced light sensitivity during those migraine attacks, but they also have an increased ability to focus on digital screens during those attacks as well, which I think is really fascinating because when you wear these lenses, like right now I'm looking through the gray-green lenses, and everything definitely has this lime green sort of tint to it, but there's almost like this paradox where things appear brighter to me. There's this perceived brightness effect, but they also feel very soothing in terms of things like light sensitivity. And that could be tossed up to some of the glare reducing effects of the lenses. They're filtering out blue light, but also because these lenses are known to reduce chromatic aberration, which is essentially a way to reduce the way light is scattering inside the eye. Wearing and testing out these lenses really is just kind of a cool experience because you don't get like you'd expect a sunglasses shade dimming effect. Instead, you get almost a brightening effect, but it's soothing. Now, I think a good logical question is, okay, well, what's the difference between wearing these lenses and just getting a good pair of sunglasses? And while I am a huge sunglasses fan, and there certainly are benefits to sunglasses, wearing these lenses, completely different experience. A big part of that is because of how immersive these lenses are. With wearing sunglasses, sunglasses have light seepage that comes in through the sides of the frame. But with these lenses, because they cover the entire cornea, there's no light coming in from the side. Everything you look at and they move with your eye, you have that tint. Plus, when you're wearing things like sunglasses and you're wearing sports, you're sweating, you're moving around, it's easy for those sunglasses to kind of shift, bounce around. It's something I experience a lot when I'm running. And you just don't get that when you're wearing these types of lenses. Again, sunglasses have more of a dimming effect, where these contact lenses have more of almost like a brightening effect, and it's consistent across all lighting conditions. Because in sunglasses, if it's suddenly cloudy one moment and then bright one moment, that will change how you see and perceive things, but these lenses really, you don't have that same experience. Plus, I will add here, and this is important for doctors, right, is that these also protect 100% UV light from entering into the eye. Now, as far as power ranges go, again, most people who in fact wear these lenses are people who don't even really require a glasses or contact lens prescription to see well because they come in plano or zero refractive power. And so that is an option. Even if you're somebody who's had LASIK or ICL surgery, you can still wear these types of lenses. Otherwise, they are available in a negative 0.5 power all the way up to negative 6 diopters of nearsightedness if you're somebody who does require a prescription for nearsightedness. Now, I personally really did enjoy testing these out, and I plan to keep using them for different sporting activities. But I think if you yourself are an athlete, or maybe you're a coach for a sports team, or you're somebody who's like myself, is very light sensitive, and you just want to learn more about these lenses, then I encourage you to check out Altius's website. I'll put a link in the description below. There you'll be able to find out more about different types of sporting activities and what type of color may work better for different activities. And of course, always ask your local eye doctor about them and if this would be something that would work well for you. If you happen to be somebody who is really interested in contact lenses, but maybe you've never worn them before, then check out our full beginner's guide to contact lenses. Or if you're somebody who just wants to see even sharper, you want to enhance your eyesight in some way, then check out our other videos coming up over here. Thank you so much for watching. Keep an eye on it, and we'll see you in those next videos.